saying. I said restart. You said, I don't know if there's no help. I'm like, I don't know if you maybe give it a shot. We'll see what happens. And then looks like I was fucking right again.
I'm just gonna start publishing these parts where you like mistreat me verbally.
I don't mistreat anybody. I was just right. I just need you to acknowledge the rightness.
I think you're just being a little mistreating.
No.
That's good. That's it.
Can you acknowledge the rightness on camera?
Listen.
Was I or was I not right?
Sometimes you just gotta restart. That's just fact life.
And
that has nothing to do with you being alright.
But I was right.
Or it could have been the update.
Okay, so it doesn't matter. It still needed a restart. So here's the thing. So I was right. I said, Dalibor, when's the last time you restarted? You're like, and what was your response? What was your response when I said that? What was your response? You said, I don't know if that's necessary. You're welcome. You're welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Tangents Podcast. My name is Harris.
My name is Dalibor. This is episode 43. We're actually live streaming this before episode 42 goes up. It's a little
confusing,
weird, a little confusing. But
listen,
that's what happens when you go from strictly a live format to live and pre-recorded. Which
listen, we were busy.
We
were
like
busy.
The last two
episodes.
Drop us a like on YouTube. Drop us drop some comments.
Yeah. We're busy.
Gonna expand those. We're gonna expand those into being a little more panel based, being a little more creator focused. We're gonna talk to people doing their own stuff, doing big things in the comic book industry. Yeah, it's gonna be great stuff. But today we're talking about all movies. Three movies.
Full movie podcast.
Today.
Unlike,
forgive my voice. It sounds terrible because I think I have an issue with my vocal cords.
What's the term? It's a little hoarse. Is that what it is?
Is it hoarse?
I
don't know if this would be considered hoarse. Maybe hoarse. I don't know.
I
don't really know how that works. But yeah, today we're talking about Godzilla, Aladdin, and Dark Phoenix. Where would you like to start, sir?
I mean, listen, the first thumbnail is Aladdin, so let's go with Aladdin.
Let's talk about Aladdin.
Let's talk about Aladdin.
What? Let's be serious. It was a fun movie.
I mean, yeah, it was fun.
It's a fun movie. It was good. Yeah. Is it as good as the original? No. That just we're gonna put.
I mean, listen, like even Will Smith said, like, how is he gonna match Robin Williams?
Yeah.
With what he did.
Yeah. When you do something, when something is done,
and don't get me wrong, Will Smith did a great job.
Yeah.
When you've nailed it the first time around, there's not really much room for improvement.
There's not really much room for improvement. So all you're doing is an interpretation.
Exactly. And even he said don't get me wrong. Even knowing that Robin Williams nailed that role, Will Smith did his job.
He did a good job.
He did a great job in portraying that character. For me, really, I told you this. I was like, man, I'm really worried about Jafar and the fact that he's not older. But the guy's acting of being evil and stuff like really took me out of that mental state.
I think he did a good job as far as the acting. My only beef was that he was younger, just because in my head, the way I've been, I guess, maybe conditioned to believe, a vizier is an older guy usually.
Yeah.
So to me, him being the vizier, I was like, he's kind of young for a vizier, but because the whole thing at that time was age is wisdom. That's why the Sultan was always older. That's why people in power were older.
But and that's what I was concerned about when I first started seeing like who's playing who and trailers, and I was like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to accept that. But his acting took me out of the issue with me thinking about him being young.
He did a good job.
My biggest issue was that I just didn't connect. There's two issues that I had. One, I just didn't connect with the guy acting Aladdin, and the problem is I think he was flat. Very acting. He wasn't.
It didn't feel like him.
Yeah, he didn't accept Aladdin. He acted Aladdin, and I think that's the problem.
Yeah. That was definitely something I noticed while I was watching. I was like, and not even while I was watching, just kind of like after the fact.
Right.
It was like there's just these moments where there should be more feeling.
Way more feeling. Like that just wasn't that notion. Like, do you trust me? Like he said it in a way like, do you trust me? Like it was. It was not a...
Yeah, because even because that's the thing. There's just
in the animated,
there were certain beats that in the animation were done so well that if you don't hit them right,
exactly,
you mess the whole situation up.
And then
that was definitely one of them because in the animation, it pauses, the music gets quiet, everything. It's like, do you trust?
Yeah, 100%.
Like,
and then and really just Jasmine's song was just in the middle of like.
I'm telling you the same thing I told Erica. I love the song. The song itself is great.
Right.
It's a great single. I really enjoy the message of it. My problem with it was its placement.
Right. That's what I'm talking about.
Completely, tonally wrong for the movie.
That's what I'm talking about.
I did not like the fact that out of the 100 songs in the movie, this was the one song that was like up here versus actually something was happening.
Right.
They didn't she didn't do anything.
Right.
It was her own inner monologue. It very much felt like on a stage play where they dim the lights on everybody else, everybody stops moving, and the one person steps out. And that's cool on a stage play.
Right.
I don't need that in live
action.
Right,
exactly. So that's why for me it was like one of those things where I was like, that it just was completely irrelevant in that moment. Yeah. Like to me, I was like, they started doing that, and I was like,
I like what it did. I like the fact that she stood up and she called out Hakeem. That was great.
But it was so out of place that it was like...
It was 100% out of place. It was way, way more poppy, like modern pop.
Right, there's that too.
Than that was.
Yeah, but for me, it was just...
But otherwise...
Just felt completely out of place.
Yeah.
But no, otherwise, it's a good flick. It's a good movie. I have no issues. Once again, those are going to be my biggest ones. Like, just really not connecting with the actor for Aladdin.
Right.
I mean, the song is way less of an issue than the actual connection with Aladdin. So.
Yeah.
But I think everybody did a good
once
job.
that scene is done, you're not thinking about that. He's still in the rest of the movie.
I think everybody did a good job. I think overall the movie's really good. I love fucking seeing Agrabah in fucking real life, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I love all the how they did a real life adaptation of all the dancing and
the Prince Ali song was outstanding
and all that. So
the Prince Ali so good.
So I'm a big fan of everything, and they explain how does she not recognize you? It's it's a genie thing. My power is you might look the same, but due to the fact that it's a genie wish.
Money,
people,
but they even explain it in story where he's like, people look at you different when you are.
Of course. Money. But he does also say it's a genie thing.
Yeah.
It's the wish and the power. So no, it's overall it's a good movie. Either I wish the actor had a little bit more time to get accustomed to acting.
Yeah, it's weird because I've seen him in interviews and interacting with fans, and he seems like a really cool person.
Right. And
that just did not come across.
Yeah.
The natural suave and swagger of Aladdin never came through.
So, but otherwise that's about it. I mean, if you haven't watched it, I don't know why you wouldn't. It's Disney. Disney's fun.
Solid. It's solid. I've seen the Beauty and the Beast,
which I enjoyed.
That was good. I would say Aladdin for me already starts above all of them in the animated. So that's already to me that's the better one. Let's see, what are the other ones that they've done?
They've done Cinderella, which was a good Cinderella flick. I mean, I didn't.
Did actual Cinderella?
Yeah. I did not hate it.
Live action?
Yes.
Was it the Through the Woods one or?
Huh? No, that's a completely different one. They actually did a Cinderella movie. It's called Cinderella.
How do I not remember this movie?
Because you probably didn't watch it. So
that's crazy.
Cinderella's all right.
Dumbo.
I haven't watched Dumbo, so I won't possibly know. Maleficent is not. It's not their story. It is Disney, but it's not.
It's like a prequel.
Yeah, but I don't care because it's the one I enjoy the most. It's the one I enjoy the most.
I saw the trailer for the sequel. It looks really good.
Yeah, it looks really good.
I'm trying to think. Jungle Book. Jungle Book was really good.
Jungle Book was good.
Jungle Book was really good for me. Technologically, it was really good. Yeah. I think we talked about it before.
I think personally, Lion King is going to take the cake once it comes out.
Almost 100% for many, many reasons.
Yeah.
You're going to have a real singer doing Nala, like Beyonce. Right. Beyonce. Right. You also have the same dad Mufasa, James Earl Jones,
James Earl
all
Jones.
fucking day.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah,
I'm
super
really
stoked about
excited.
that.
I'm
Yeah.
really excited. A fucking Gambino is
Simba? Yeah.
Like, dude, I'm so hyped for
Super
that.
stoked.
So hyped for that.
Super stoked.
Yeah, really excited for that. Yeah, I think right now for me this is the top. I did enjoy Beauty and the Beast. I think there were a couple things that I
I like
could've done
Beauty and
without,
the Beast.
but-
I've always been I like that kind of. I mean, I've always been a fan of Beast. Like, I love the visuals of Beast. I love what what it
100%.
what it represents and the whole story. So yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it, and the fact to see it visually was really cool. Like, holy shit, Beast on screen.
It was really good.
And when I say visually, I mean like real life adaptation. So, no, yeah, I would say this is definitely a good flick. It's definitely, I would say, either out of all the real life adaptations, I would say it's probably second for me, maybe third. So yeah, and I mean, Aladdin was my top thing before Big Hero 6. So,
I wouldn't see it for me. I wouldn't even include Big Hero 6 on that list because
it doesn't matter. It was Disney.
I mean, I know, but it's not Disney animation.
I don't care. It was Disney.
Just like I wouldn't count Pixar in that. That's Disney.
But I mean, right? Pixar is Disney, but
They're wrong.
But Big Hero 6 came out of. I think it was Disney who did it. Yes.
Anyway, yeah, I mean, I think on a 10 scale, I give Aladdin solid 8, no questions.
Yeah, I would say 7.5 or 8.
Yeah, pretty straightforward. Aladdin's an easy one.
Yeah,
There's not a lot to debate. It's just like the acting choice, a couple of the things. Like, otherwise, it's a fun movie.
It's a fun movie. I don't know. Listen, I don't know what people want nowadays. Like every time you hear people review movies, like, oh shit,
and it's every
it was
movie.
horrible.
And it's every movie. There's no.
It's not an Oscar contender. Well, no shit. That's not the point.
That's what it feels like. Everyone's reviewing. Everyone's reviewing for Oscars, and I'm like, I don't need Aladdin to be an Oscar contender.
I need it to be fun.
I definitely don't need Godzilla or Dark Phoenix to be Oscar contenders.
I
just need to happen.
Yeah.
So the fact that I honestly, compared to like the other list of movies that was on the Best Picture list, Black Panther, like if Black Panther was nominated and Infinity War wasn't, that's clearly they're just trying to kowtow to the
100%.
Like
100%.
I'm sorry, like Infinity War is
a better movie,
categorically
a better movie,
beat by beat a better movie, Yeah,
like
that just so.
Yeah, clearly.
For me, that's why to me Oscars
don't
matter.
Yeah, it clearly shows you what was going on there. If you can sit down and easily say Infinity War was a better movie,
I get if you want to create a cultural impact.
Of course,
Oscar,
but that's
sure.
But we're talking about
that would be to me a category just like you can win Best Picture, but you can also win Best Sound.
Right.
So if you can win Best Picture and win Best Cultural Impact, sure.
Yeah.
But you don't have to be Best Picture to win Best Sound.
Correct.
So to me, like, Black Panther could have 100% won, like, biggest cultural impact, whatever you want to call it. But, like, it just,
out of
it
all
wasn't as good a movie as Infinity War by a long stretch. It, to me, the CG in, I would say, the last third of the movie, especially with him and Kill.
Yeah, even everybody will tell you
fell apart.
It
fell apart.
Yeah.
I thought there was just so much opportunity there for really good fighting choreography.
Right.
And it just turned into a CG mess at the end.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't hate it, but if I'm looking at it critically, the Black Panther fights from Civil War look way better than the fights in this
100%.
That just is what it is.
Yeah, it's fact.
But yeah, so on the topic of the other two, let's go into Godzilla. That one I feel has been kind of interestingly controversial.
Which is dumb.
I like every single monster that was on screen.
Every fucking one.
Love the fact that Ghidorah was an alien. I actually, you said there was an anime. I haven't seen that yet. So I had no context for that. I'd never actually, aside from like clips here and there, and like I've seen, I think, a couple, like one of the originals.
Right.
So yeah, I've seen Ghidorah, but like I don't know the story.
Right.
So this was the first experience I had with Ghidorah. Really cool.
100%.
Really fucking cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's just...
I mean, what else did you want?
Giant monsters fighting.
Yeah.
She had to die at the end.
Yeah. Humans were involved, but, like, it's on Earth, so, like humans are involved.
That's the beautiful thing. There were giant creatures fighting, killing the one real fucking monster, the human.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I don't know why there's a controversy on this, because visually is amazing.
Yeah, there was not a single moment where I was like, eh.
Yeah, like not.
And like I could say even in Jungle Book, I told you there was a couple spots where I was like, almost.
Yeah, for sure. No, so like visually it was amazing. Acting is really good. Like nobody did a bad job at it.
No.
You know, you got
the girl was written kind of meh.
Yeah, exactly.
But like, I don't think that's her fault.
Right, I don't think that's her fault either.
We know she can.
Right, exactly. You know, seeing just the monster part of it, the actual entertainment of it was amazing. It's perfect.
There was a really good story. I thought based on the trailers that this was going to be a long build up, like 90-minute build.
Yeah, we got right into
to
it.
30 minutes of Godzilla vs. Ghidorah. Like,
and that's
not
we got into it.
So
right
it was
away.
like when they turned the corner, it was like, oh, we're just already at Ghidorah. Okay, fuck it, let's do this.
Yeah,
Let's
everything that needed to be explained was explained. Like I don't know what the controversy is. Like, what do you fucking want out of Godzilla? Like, what do you when you hear the name Godzilla? What the fuck do you want out of that movie? Because like to me, it's like. It did everything.
Giant monsters fighting, man.
Yeah, dude. And it was more than, but it was more than that. It was better than that. It was better than just giant monsters fighting. So like, as a fan of movies and as a fan of fucking ridiculous shit like this, especially the sci-fi aspect of movies, I don't know what else people would want.
Yeah.
Like it's got everything that I want. It's entertaining. It's very well paced. We didn't fucking take 3 hours to see two monsters that are supposed to be fucking badasses fighting each other.
Yeah,
we saw that
twice.
shit. We saw that shit. Yeah, we saw that shit happen in the first 15 minutes, and then throughout the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck's the problem? What is the issue where it's like,
a solid flick.
you know, not as good as it was supposed to be? Like, what do you mean? What do you think it's supposed to be?
I would give it for what it is. I'd give it a solid 9.
Yeah, 100%. For what movie it is, 100%
for big budget blockbuster monster fighting, 9, no problem.
9 out of 10, without a doubt. I was thoroughly entertained.
But again, like we've talked about this before, so I don't want anyone to be confused. We're not saying 9 compared to like Schindler's List.
Right.
We're saying 9 in the category of giant creatures fighting. Like this would be in the same category for me as like Transformers.
Yeah, 100%. But this is definitely better than Transformers.
I would say definitely the last one.
Yeah.
We've had fucking words and thoughts
about
that already.
In my opinion, like if you're going into these movies, monster movies, or anything of the sort, and you're like Schindler's List, if it ain't fucking on that car,
if it's not
then you're
good.
an idiot.
If it's not as good as La La Land,
you're going fucking like an idiot to a movie because
like if it's not as good as La La Land, I don't understand how. Like
because you're gonna be disappointed so badly.
You're never gonna be happy. You're
never gonna be happy.
Like if you're like, oh, it's got to be La La Land. No, it doesn't. Man. It really doesn't. Like
you don't get it, bro.
Like
you don't get.
That's the thing. Man, it's just like the lack of context, right?
Yeah, dude.
It's expecting a superhero movie to be in contention with a movie that is strictly... So, like, in a superhero movie, you can have, you know, the human condition and growth of people, etc.
Yeah.
But when the movie is just that, and it's still great...
Yeah.
That's the Oscar shit.
Yeah, of course.
But in a superhero, in like Thor,
right?
You know, in Thor Ragnarok, there's like a really good arc to him. He grows as a person, I think. And then, but like if you took away the fighting and shit, it's not strong enough.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Like he's a good actor,
right?
But he wouldn't be a good enough actor to carry that story part alone.
Right. Exactly.
Whereas you have these movies like A La La Land, like I'm being stupid right now. I think it was the same year as La La Land. I think it was like the one who won but didn't. It was like they gave it to La La Land. It was like, oh, actually, it wasn't us. It was.
I forgot who it was.
But it was the guy who was in. It was the guy who was in Alita.
We know. Yeah, we know.
But yeah, so like you could sprinkle like superhero, superpower shit on top of those, but those are strong movies on their own. They don't need that shit.
I mean, like, perfect example, like, people will argue, well, The Dark Knight. Well, The Dark Knight, if you actually look at it for what movie it's supposed to be, not a good movie.
No.
It's a great film, but it's not a good Batman movie.
No.
Like, first of all, we don't see Batman being Batman at any point. He's not a detective. He's not a tech guy that can make shit. He's not a fucking...
Yeah, he's really...
He's not a martial artist.
Aside from the first movie where he, like...
Because we don't ever see him actually fight.
Right, except for the first movie before the suit.
Yeah.
But, like, we never see Batman
We never see Batman fight. We just see jump clips and him disappearing. Like, never see him actually fight.
Yeah, no.
So as a Batman movie, it's shit. as a critically acclaimed movie. Even then, like, yeah, actors are great, excellent, but like some of the story didn't like 100% fit.
Yeah,
the only thing I do agree,
the only thing
I do agree, and no, it's not because he passed away. Heath Ledger became Joker, and I got to give him that. Like he
really
became
fucking good.
Like he became the Joker.
I think his Joker portrayal is the only reason we are getting the Joaquin Phoenix Joker portrayal, because Joker in the past before that has been laughing, like kind of maniacal, like just a different dude.
Yeah.
Whereas now with that, now we're getting the Joaquin Phoenix, which looks very interesting to me.
Interesting, yeah.
I don't know if it'll be good, but it looks very interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it might be a great film.
Sure.
But it might,
But, will it be a great Joker film?
Right, exactly. That's
going to be the question, right? Is there going to be enough
Is he going to nail the acting?
Lunacy?
Certainly he's going to act.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Is he going to... Here's the thing. Is he going to act out a great psychopath lunacy? Right. Sure. But is it still going to be a great comic book Joker movie?
Because that's the thing for me, is like, yeah, you're going to have those staples, right? You're going to have the Arkham. You're going to have the Gotham.
Yeah.
But are you going to have the things that make it a comic book movie?
Yeah.
Now, again, it doesn't have to be a comic book movie.
Right.
This can be a different tale. There are comic books where you take a Batman and you make him, 1930s detective.
Yeah,
like, it's a completely different book.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't, just because you take one thing, like, yeah, we can talk about how certain movies are great, but, like, are they great for what they're supposed to be?
Right. Right.
That's where like it gets 100%. That's where it gets and I think that's where the problem is with people trying to disconnect like this delusion that it's like, oh, it's not a great movie because it wasn't an Oscar type movie. Like, yeah, but most comic book movies aren't Oscar type movies.
No.
Why do you think Infinity War wasn't in the Oscars? But then people are like, well, why was Black Panther? Well, like, we explained to you why Black Panther was. Because it's a cultural thing.
Well, because it was a cultural thing, and they were going to make... It's funny. They were going to make a pop culture category.
Right, yeah, which
I thought was a stupid decision, too. Right. Because, like, then people are just going to try to do that for the sake of it.
Yeah.
Then really, every year, it's going to be a fight between a Marvel movie and a Star Wars movie. So regardless, Disney wins.
Right.
Because nobody else has these things.
I know.
Maybe Fast and Furious.
I know, yeah.
Maybe Fast and Furious.
And that would have just been, like, straight action flick, so...
And it's like...
That's the thing. Like, that's another perfect example. Fucking Fast and Furious has been hitting billions of dollars.
Oh, my God.
Those aren't great movies.
No.
Like, they're great action, mindless fucking movies, yeah. But, like, acting-wise, sorry, Vin Diesel, you ain't fucking getting an Oscar for your acting abilities anytime soon.
None of them are. None of them are.
Like, come on, man. It's just...
As much as I like Dwayne The Rock Johnson, like, I have yet to see him in something that, personally, I mean, there might be some movies out there, roles out there, but I have not seen him in something that, like, truly gives me some depth. He has basically always been this, like, either very happy or very serious dude. The closest we got, and I think it's a great fucking movie, was Faster.
Right.
Incredible fucking movie, in my opinion.
I would say if you want to see like a range of different emotions from him, Ballers is going to be what you want to see, because he acts like, there's serious moments where he's like fucking dead serious, but then there's comic.
I guess Walking Tall was kind of another serious.
Yeah, Walking Tall would be a serious one. But then there was the other one where he's a guy that owns a company for shipping, and then he has to go...
Yeah, that was a newer one. That was a newer one, where his son got in trouble, right?
I forgot what the name of it. So, yeah, I mean, like...
It was cool. It was warm.
But I'll tell you this, his acting chops are better than any of the other part of the cast from those movies.
Yeah, for the most part.
So, like, but at the end of the day...
except for Charlize Theron, that's a...
Well, yeah, okay, fine, but I'm talking about the continuous cast.
That was a paycheck.
I'm talking about continuous cast. Like, fucking, I think Luke Evans is a great actor, but he hasn't been back. Like, Luke Evans is a great actor. He just hasn't been back.
The other Shaw.
The other Shaw.
Yeah, and I would say pitted ball guy versus ball guy. Do you think Vin Diesel or do you think the British guy Statham? Which one's better? Which one do you think is a better
actor? Statham.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Like, that's not even a question of a doubt.
Yeah.
Like,
100%.
There's a reason why Vin Diesel tried to be a dramatic actor and didn't work out. So
that was one attempt, right? That was one movie.
But it still didn't work out. Like, if that's the only one you got to do.
Has Statham done anything besides action? Everything that I know of has been action in some form. Even that
in some form.
Even that the one where it was like him and his daughter and like they accidentally like got into some shit like 'cause they moved to a new place. Like that was still an action movie. He still went around beating dudes' asses.
I mean, you could say which one was he in that was more of a not necessarily an action flick. It was a Guy Ritchie movie. It was something like Snatch, but it had him in it.
Oh, you're talking about The Bank Job?
I believe The Bank Job is one of them, but I think he did another one with Guy Ritchie.
Yeah, The Bank Job is a good one.
Yeah, so I mean, listen, but without a doubt, I think he's still the better actor. So it's not even something I have to worry about to reconsider or anything along those lines.
Jason Statham.
But yeah, so I mean, at the end of the day, I think the movie is great, and I think
he was really good in Italian Job. I completely forgot he was in that.
He was in Italian.
Completely forgot about that.
I think it's absolutely stupid that there was any kind of controversy about the movie. I think it's idiotic. Like for what it is, it's not even just for what it is, because there's more depth to it than
just... Oh, Lock, Stock?
Yeah, Lock, Stock. That's the one I was thinking.
He was in Lock, Stock, and Snatch.
And Snatch. But in my opinion, like, it's more than just a monster movie, because there is great acting in it, and it provides you more in depth of like even like the monster herself, like her idealism.
Yeah, her reasons, and there is a lot to it. There's a lot to it.
So it's still more than just a monster movie. She's kind
of the Thanos of this universe.
Essentially, yeah. So at the end of the day, the fact that there was any controversy is idiotic. And you really just, it's stupid 100%. That people were sitting there listening to critics. I think it made its money regardless, but like it could have made more money if people weren't an idiot and like wanting either one, whoever like personally watched it that wasn't a critic and told their friends like, nah, it's not good, like I don't know what the fuck you want, and critics like, you shouldn't listen to critics.
Well, yeah, we talk about like,
I think they've officially.
My buddy said that it looked like a hot mess, and I'm
it was a fucking trailer of monsters. Like, which part of it wasn't going to look like a hot mess? Like,
right, it looks like
you're not supposed to know. You're not supposed to know what the actual. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to look like a hot mess because. All you're supposed to know is like there's monsters, there's people. Go see it to find out what it actually is.
Yeah, there's really not a whole lot else to that.
Like I'm not gonna give you the fucking story in a trailer.
Right, 100%.
That doesn't fucking make sense.
100%, dude.
Yeah,
but now, okay, let's give. Yeah, we said 9 on that.
Yeah, 9 and 10.
Now to the one that's gotten
even more. Actually, not controversial. It's been pretty.
It's pretty much dead. At this point, it's pretty much dead.
I mean, it's dead, yeah, in that sense, but like it's not controversial in the sense of like some people like it and some people don't know. Like a lot of people just don't like it.
Outright,
they just outright don't like it. And
Dark Phoenix, X-Men Dark Phoenix.
And here's this: I saw an image. They put the old the number 3 movie from the originals and that one. And they said new movie, same issues, and I'm like, no. I'm like. No, you're wrong.
I don't think so.
You're wrong.
I think it took a lot from the.
I think there's 2 issues with this movie. 2.
Okay.
One, the fact that Beast wanted to kill Jean Grey. That was a little extreme.
That was a lot.
I don't care that he just watched his girl. Like, you were best friends with Jean Grey. She was
at least
with
10 years.
At least 10 years. You know that she is a good human being. Never at any point did she want to murder you or hurt you or hurt anybody. And right before that, she saved people and basically you guys thought she was dead. So let's be serious. You shouldn't fucking, like, you could have been extremely upset.
Right. But
not to the point where, like, I'm going to rip her head off because I'm Beast. And the other problem is essentially not being 100% coherent with her power / what happened in Age of Apocalypse. Like, to me, I'm like, that power, like, a good chunk of that power that she exhibited in Dark Phoenix was still within her.
Yeah.
Just like,
because in
the cosmic entity.
Yeah, because in Apocalypse, he was like, you got more power than you realize.
Right.
I'm going to need you to unlock that shit.
Yeah, and
then
they
it was
said
like,
that.
Boom, Firebird, and everyone was like, oh shit, like, we see where this is going.
Right.
And then it was like, we just, I guess, for 10 years, never talked about it again.
Right.
And now she suddenly has, like, she was concerned about being able to hold the ship together.
Right.
I think the person at the end of Apocalypse could have held that ship together from the X-Gen.
Right, right.
Realistically speaking.
Right.
Especially somebody who remembers that, had 10 years of practice.
Well, that's
I just don't think she would have had to be
right.
in
Assuming that she was able to get that same power again, so I don't know.
She wouldn't even need that level of power. I'm just saying, because that was to eradicate Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Like,
I think the problem in that sense, in keeping that coherent, was essentially a rush. I think it was a rush. I think
they had to change it. They had to change.
They had to change a lot.
Ending.
Well, I mean,
they had to reshoot the ending.
Well, yeah, but and I 100% believe, because originally, what's it called? It wasn't the guy that ended up being the director. Originally, wasn't going to be the director because they said what's his nuts was going to do all of the movies.
Oh,
whatever his nuts is.
What the hell's his name?
Yeah,
jeez.
I don't. Nobody gives a shit. But at the end of the day, like, he didn't. The guy apparently that wrote it also as well directed it, and so at the end of the day, I think there was probably a lot of issues in directing and knowing that they're. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was rushed. Knowing for the fact that the company was going to be bought out, they were going through this aspect, and then essentially that it might be bought out by fucking Marvel. Like, I think they were just like, okay, let's finish the story.
Right.
Let's get this over with. So I think there was very little. I don't think the acting was bad. I don't think that the visuals were bad. I don't think the overall movie was bad. I think just that the two parts where you got crazy emotional switches against Jean Grey, which is weird because that's not how shit works, and then at the same time, like, this inconsistency of, like, is her power what we experienced,
because
that's what's going on.
That's something that Erica was talking about, kind of the difference between the original versus the new timeline, I guess. In the originals, the Phoenix was part of her. It was a persona.
Yeah.
So, I guess that's the part that he hid away.
Right.
My thing is, the events of this timeline are different in comparison to the events of the original timeline. That's why you didn't have that moment where Xavier and Magneto went to the house.
Days of Future Past rewrote everything except for, like, basically the first movie.
But she was still the same age, roughly, in the 75 or whatever that opening scene was.
Yeah.
But it was just a different scenario, right? It wasn't in her apartment. It wasn't in her neighborhood. It was, in the car.
Yeah.
I think the inherent Dark Phoenix or the Phoenix personality thing was part of her the whole time.
Right.
I think the difference comes into play with where he asked her to use her powers against Apocalypse.
Right.
That never happened in the original version.
Right.
So she buried that shit forever.
Right.
So when it did come out, then it was a different thing.
Yeah, I think
and I would say even to kind of speak more to the comic origins of the whole thing, the Phoenix entity is drawn to Jean Grey.
Right.
So I would think at the end of Apocalypse, when she uses that power, it fucking takes a left turn from wherever it is in the universe, and it's coming to Earth.
Well, that's what I'm thinking too. So because, and I think, if I remember right, I think in the movie they say the power was drawn to you, and that you have more power than you knew.
Right.
Like, not in the sense of, like, after the entity got into you, but before even the entity got into you, you had more power.
100%.
And so, like, I think overall there's this fairly clear explanation, but, like, if depending who you are, you might have not realized what was going on.
Right.
I think the other aspect to that was I really loved, because you've explained to me a lot. I haven't necessarily read it in the comics myself because I haven't read as much as you when it comes down to Marvel or really any of the comics. But you've told me in the past that, like, Xavier is a dick.
Xavier's a huge dick.
And so it was great to see them implement his ego.
Dude, his ego is incredible in this.
Yeah,
incredible.
So I thought that was pretty cool.
There's those moments where he's talking to Hank and he's clearly like he doesn't want to admit fault.
Right.
But to me, one of the biggest ones was when they say that they're gonna. By the way, which we'll talk about that in a minute, but like when they're gonna round mutants up in concentration camps, which I was like, oh, we're just gonna do that now,
right?
He calls the president and says, I need to tell him not to do this.
Yeah.
And I was like, you don't tell the fucking president what to do or not to do.
Yeah.
You ask him, you try to convince him, not, I'm going to tell him what to do.
Right.
What the fuck, dude? Like, I just thought it was hilarious.
That's why I loved it. That's why, because it really showed
I thought the portrayal of Xavier was really, really good, especially like that. Really, like, deathbed repentance at the end.
That's the thing.
I was wrong. I'm sorry. Like, I fucked up.
Yeah, no, I loved it. And that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, like, it wasn't that bad of a movie. Like, the people are losing their mind, and I'm like, you guys are wrong. This isn't that bad. There are a few inconsistencies, sure, but outside of that, it's not horrible. I think James McAvoy nails playing fucking Xavier.
Always.
And then I've said it, and I'll say it again, and I said this to you. I think Fassbender is a better
Fassbender is
Magneto.
an incredible Magneto.
I think he's a better Magneto than
McKellen?
Than McKellen. I've said to you literally the other day, I said, I like to see a Magneto that's can handle his own fucking body, where McKenna or whatever looked like he almost needed a cane to move around.
McKellen was too old.
Yeah, he was too old, man.
He was too old when it started.
Yeah, I remember when we watched the originals, I talked to you, I said, I feel like the guy's too old. I always expected Magneto to be fit, being able to, like, not some guy that looks like he can barely move around. So, like, I even said that in the past.
There was huge flaws with the originals. Some of the casting was not great for the originals. I mean, there's a lot of
My Beast will always be what's his name? Kelsey Grammer? Kelsey Grammer.
Kelsey Grammer is the best Beast. Kelsey Grammer will never be anything but Beast at this point. For me, he has no other roles besides Frasier and Beast.
Dude,
and in my timeline, Frasier just becomes Beast.
He nailed being fucking Beast on point. Like, the Beast I watched in the animated series was literally the Beast I saw
100%. 100%. That's why I really didn't like the guy that plays the Beast now.
I actually like the actor. He's a good actor, didn't care how Beast. They were trying to do Beast.
Also, like Beast on Command, like, cool, I guess. I think that really goes back to, like, superhero, or like actors wanting on-screen time, FaceTime.
Yeah, but I don't think he demanded that. I think they were just trying to do Beast differently. I think.
Yeah. I mean, and that's cool, whatever. But that to me felt like, all right, cool. Now it's like when you give Banner the ability to change at will.
Right.
Now you take away what's special about the Hulk.
Right. Exactly.
You can take away that hair trigger.
Yeah.
Like,
so I'm super stoked. I liked it.
Although I don't know at the end, because speaking of the Beast, because he sat down in the
he became
the headmaster's chair, but he was Beast.
Yeah.
He was writing. He wouldn't need to, if he can switch.
I know.
Writing's easier with his regular hands.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't, because it looked like he was morphing just like Raven was, but at the same time, like, I could have sworn in, like, number 2
there was a anger component to it. He was very much Hulk-like in Days of Future Past.
Right, but I could have sworn that they built him a fucking a thing to stop him from looking like a beast. I could have sworn they built him a fucking hologram thing.
Oh, the
so, like, it's
the image inducer.
Yeah. So, like, at the end of the day, they still kind of
but I mean, like, his whole thing. Remember, he wouldn't use that at length because of Raven's whole thing about being proud.
I know. So the fact that at some point he was able to change.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, I don't either.
Because, like I said,
explain that
he had tested the cure on himself in first class.
Right. Yeah. It didn't work.
He changed back, but then he tested some more cure
at some point
because he was blocking Xavier's powers.
Right.
So he used it on himself.
Right.
And that's why in Days of Future Past, when Wolverine shows up, he, like, hulks out.
Yeah.
But I don't remember what happened with him.
No.
As far as that. Yeah.
But so there is that inconsistency too. But, like,
that's funny. Apocalypse is just so forgetful.
I know.
Like, I don't. Besides what happens to, like, Psylocke, Storm, Archangel.
But I only watched it once, so.
Yeah, I mean, me too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like I don't remember anything that happened to the X-Men besides the opening sequence where the fucking Cerebro explodes and Havoc dies, and by the way, we just forget about that. Nobody ever mourns fucking Havoc.
So I don't think it was a horrible movie. I think there are some inconsistencies, but I think people saying that it's just a bad flick is wrong. I don't.
Yeah, I don't think it's bad. I mean, I've seen bad movies.
Yeah.
But like, it ain't great.
Listen, it ain't the fuck four stick, so.
Right. I mean, like, it ain't the bottom of the barrel, but it's definitely. Would you put it? We discussed this. The Hellboy was the new kind of good, okay barrier.
I put it at Hellboy level.
Yeah. I'd say I'd even say it's a little better than that.
Possibly. I think the acting's better than Hellboy. So,
yeah.
I mean, there's definitely aspects of it that is better than Hellboy.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, I give it a solid 7.5. Like, it had its issues.
Yeah. I would say 6.5, 7. Yeah. It's. There was opportunities.
The only thing I'm a little like I'm excited.
Apparently they changed the ending because it mirrored another superhero movie. Apparently no one's confirmed which one. Some people are saying Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
I guess I don't see how you could have had it end like Captain Marvel.
I mean, whatever. I don't care. And then at the end of the day, I am excited and sad at the same time because this ends this set of movies and / actors who portrayed these characters.
Right.
But now we're gonna have at least 5 to 10 years of no X-Men until Marvel starts incorporating them in their universe. So,
right.
So it's. I would love to see the New Mutants actually be released and, as you said, introduce.
It says April 3rd, 20. Yeah, because here's the thing. My thought is it was reshot to make it scarier,
right.
Which I would love to have kind of a horror. This could also, in the MCU, kind of bring out the horror vein.
Right.
You could have like a really dark Ghost Rider
100%.
movie or like really dark Blade movie.
100%. Yeah,
like these things could be done now. But it's set to come out on April 2020, April 3rd, 2020. And it's set in a hospital. You know, there's that question even in the trailer of like, do you know what a mutant is?
Right.
This could be the discovery phase of people figuring out these people exist. And you could say that there have been mutants before, but they're kind of low key. And they like, you know, Wolverine, for years before he was Wolverine, was through multiple wars and just was like the guy who kept getting back up.
Right.
That was always like that's always how they portrayed him. Like he was in the War of 1812. You could just say that went on a little longer.
Right.
Like
well, I mean, listen. At the end,
still have been born in like colonial Canada.
At the end of the day, you could use this to introduce mutants in the MCU. I mean, it looks like a bunch of things have already changed. It's being distributed by Walt Disney at this point, which is great. Obviously, they are also now named as the production company. So that shit's being updated because they own it now. And I'm excited to see if they do utilize this to at least start introducing mutants in the MCU. And then at some point, hopefully 5... I hope not 10 years, but if that's what it takes...
Antonio Banderas has been cast as an undisclosed villain to appear in a post-credit scene. Antonio fucking Banderas.
Dude, Antonio Banderas can act, man.
That's hilarious. The scene was changed in reshoots from a version where John Hamm portrayed the Sinister. What do you mean? Why would you change that? That's an excellent choice for Sinister.
That would have been a fucking... Actually, a great
John Hamm is Sinister? Are you fucking kidding me? Just that fucking... That thick image of just like...
Plus on top of that, like, he has the acting chops.
Dude, for sure. Oh my... Because the whole thing with Sinister is subterfuge. Yeah. He could be Nathaniel XX, the Doctor... And then he turns out to be Sinister.
Yeah, no, that would have been great. But listen, I hope you're right. I hope they use this to introduce the mutants to the MCU. Because if they do, oh my god. Well, one, I've been waiting for this movie since I saw the first trailer.
The chick from
I saw the first trailer and it didn't look like anything like a fucking comic book trailer.
Right.
I was like, holy shit. I cannot wait to watch this. This is a comic book movie that's not going to look like anything like a comic book movie. So I'm super stoked.
Williams.
Yeah. Game of Thrones.
Charlie Heaton. Oh, the fucking
Stranger Things.
Brazilian
apparently
actor,
this
TV
guy
show.
is new.
Teen Wolf.
Oh, he was in
XOXO 13 More Reasons Why.
Yeah, so he's just starting out, but that's good. That's good.
Lou Hunt. Oh, he'd be playing, or she would be playing Daniel Moonstar. That's dope. Join the cast of Another Life. And Alice Braga. Dude, the fact that she plays Cecilia Reyes blows my fucking mind because I love that character.
Right.
And there's just so much to her, and to kind of bring her in at the same age as the New Mutants.
Right.
Because her whole thing is she never wanted to be a mutant.
Right.
She just wanted to be a doctor. That's
right.
her whole thing.
Right.
Like her dad died, and she wanted to become a doctor to like help prevent that.
Right.
Like it's just this like classic I want to help people thing.
Yeah.
So she gets thrown into this world of mutants and superheroes and shit, and she fucking hates it. That's why it's so beautiful. Like she helps when she has to.
Right.
But like all she wants to do is be a doctor.
I got you.
She wants nothing to do with it. So like if she's helping them discover that they're mutants, you know, and then she during the course of the movie also discovers she's a mutant, like it's such a good arc. God, dude, I'm so excited about this movie. I really, really, really hope that they use it as a springboard for mutants in the MCU.
Yeah,
because it's easy. You don't have
and
to do a ton of work.
And it looked absolutely amazing.
Like and they reshot it to make it scary.
Yeah.
Which is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Because a whole ton of the early New Mutant stories were in a horror horror vein. Like the Demon Bear saga. It's fucking nuts. Danny Moonstar's powers as Mirage and Psyche and other various names she used over the years, she can pull out your greatest fears and greatest desires. So like that's why in the trailer when it was like the walls are coming in, I'm like, that's her power fucking with people. But the Demon Bear was her parents like their spirits like merged into this creature. It was the fucking craziest thing. I don't think it's hard for me to describe.
Right.
But that's how cool it is. But it was this whole thing about her beating this giant demon bear on the psychic plane.
Yeah.
Like, fucking nuts.
Right.
So, like, to have that live action, dude. Like, just a character who brings forth, like, nightmares.
Yeah.
Genuine nightmares. Like, fuck.
No, I'm excited, man. Like I said, I saw the trailer when it was released, and I said, this is a comic book movie, and it looks... Like, the whole time I'm watching, I'm like, this looks like a great horror flick.
And when it finished with New Mutants, I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
When it said that title, I was like, hold on, I must be confused. This isn't like New Mutants as in like X-Men comics New Mutants. This is something else. There's like mutated humans, like...
Because it fit, and the logo doesn't look anything like it. I was just like, you cannot be fucking serious. Because I was watching, because I don't even think I saw... No, because I watched it in one of those, like, best trailers of upcoming movies things, and it was just playing, and I was like, oh, wow, this is fucking crazy. And I was like, wait, did somebody just say mutants?
Yeah.
So then I, like, paid more attention to it, and I was like, oh, this is fucking crazy. And then it finishes with, like, New Mutants, and I was like, I'm sorry, the fuck what?
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, dude. I'm so hyped. I'm so hyped. I really want it to be good.
I just hope now that Disney, like, I was worried because I'm like, fuck, they're never going to release this movie.
And they were talking about, like, just throwing it on Netflix, and, like, there was just, like, a lot of shit.
And now that Disney has it, looks like they are, and I'm stoked.
Yeah, dude, I'm psyched. I'm super psyched. There's just so many opportunities now with Disney Plus, with the Cap and with the Cap and Bucky series.
Yeah,
that's gonna be cool because you could again just sprinkle in mutants, just sprinkle them in. You know, I want whatever the next, well, not Spider-Man because that's already filmed, but like whatever the next movie that they're shooting, I really need a Fantastic Four name drop, man.
I mean, you could have.
I need a Latveria. I need a Victor Von Doom.
They can toss that in shit right now. They can toss it in Spider-Man. They could have because when Spider-Man was getting all set up and shit, they could have easily. They were like, "We're buying fucking Fox." Like,
well, yeah, with the second one, 100%.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I think they were in mid conversation on that. I don't think there's a Fantastic Four in this universe yet. But I think Reed Richards is a known name, and I think that's just an easy name drop.
Yeah, you can. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's no the fact that
when they're explaining the multiple realities thing to him, and
the fact that
Fury could just be like, you know, we touched base with the Baxter Building.
The fact that
easy.
The fact that they didn't do it
in
Endgame is disappointing because the opportunity was right there.
Just 3 forwards. That's it.
in the background. You didn't even have to see him say
just
it.
like what they did with Wakanda, just like what they did with all the shit in Iron Man 2.
Yeah.
When they had the maps up. Wakanda, all these fucking places. Madripoor was on the list. Dude, like... there was just so many opportunities. There is an easy opportunity to just do a name drop, just to give the rest of us something to freak out about for the next 6 years.
Here's the thing. I know that the movie was filmed a long time ago, so I know.
But they shot stuff at the end.
Yeah, so
because when they were editing, I
know, and that's
Iron Man thing was filmed at the end.
I know, and that's why the beauty of editing means you can edit at any point. So it's stupid.
And there were so many screens.
It's stupid not to have taken that chance.
Supposedly, I have no confirmation on this. This was like a rumor on a website.
Yes, unfortunately, I don't have direct access to Marvel. And
supposedly, according to one website, and this was their theory. It's not even my theory. When they were having the meeting, and Okoye was talking about the earthquake, the underwater earthquake. And she's like, what are we doing about that? She's like, we let it happen. It's a fucking earthquake, right? But what people are saying is that's like, it's Atlantis. It's Namor.
I see.
But I'm like, I don't think they bought the rights back for that yet, because I don't know that Universal wants to give them shits up.
We'll see.
But I don't know. Like, I think Godzilla's doing really good for that.
I think Universal would be like...
I think the monster, because that's Universal, right? The Godzilla and all that shit?
No, Fox? No, I don't know. I don't know what it is.
No. That fucking
Sony?
If it's fucking Fox, dude, Universal's dead.
Sony?
Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
It's Warner Brothers. That's right. It's Warner Brothers.
Damn. Well, so Fast and Furious is the only thing that Universal has that's like ongoing.
It doesn't matter. Universal would be stupid not to take an offer from Marvel. I'll give you $1 billion for that property back because we can, because we have trillions.
Because we are Disney, bitch.
We just made $1 billion fucking dollars.
They just finished, right?
Or not even $1 billion. Let's say, fuck it. Let's say not $1 billion. Let's say they approach Universal. They're like, we'll give you $100 million. Why? Because we
still out.
Why? Because we just made $2 billion with Endgame, and that's not counting. Oh, you want more? Fine. You want more? All right, that's cool, bro. That's cool. We'll give you $200 million. Shut the fuck up. Like, it'd be stupid. What are they gonna do? They're gonna make a Namor movie and they're gonna fuck up, and then nobody's gonna fucking want to watch it. Get the fuck out of here.
Let's see.
It'd be
$2.7 billion.
Of course, because
that number is incomprehensible.
Infinity War made over $2 billion, so it would be crazy that Endgame didn't make over $2 billion because those people that watched it then really hated themselves, not going back to finish the movie.
Captain Marvel is 6th. Man, it sounds like all those boycotts and all those haters. They didn't
do it.
They affected that bottom line. It looks like.
Well, here's the thing.
She might have been 5th.
Here's the thing. I think they did affect the bottom line.
Up.
Yeah. I think because they wouldn't shut the fuck up. They literally made it get money.
That's my thing. Like, if you're gonna talk shit about something, like you better know that other. I mean, it's the same way when everybody freaked out about the habits of the CEO of Chick-fil-A,
right?
And like the shit he did with the company money. People were like, "Fucking boycott Chick-fil-A," and all the people who didn't give a fuck, or the people who were vehemently opposed to that viewpoint, just went to Chick-fil-A a bunch.
Yeah, exactly.
Like.
Yeah, so at the end of the day,
Let's see. What's our top 10 right now? Endgame, Black Panther, Infinity War, Avengers.
These are all domestic numbers. So.
Oh, it doesn't even show. Let's see. Opening weekends. What do you think is the number one opening weekend? I think it's
Endgame.
Okay. Broken page. Never mind.
Can't even show you that.
Spider-Man: Homecoming is number 10. Wow. Iron Man dropping, man. Iron Man dropping.
I mean,
on that list.
Yeah, but it's from fucking.
But yeah, top 15 out of 22 movies.
11 years ago.
It's in the top half.
Yeah.
Almost. Just past the top half.
11 years ago. But yeah, at the end of the day.
But look at that line, dude. It would be so easy to get that number 5 spot.
Yeah.
So easy.
Yeah.
The line is so wide. 623 domestic to 459.
So yeah, at the end of the day, good flicks. I had no problems with really any of, like, no major problems.
Yeah,
with, like
all worthwhile.
Like, yeah. Like, if you enjoy movies,
we paid $12 a ticket for Godzilla. Worth it to me, 100%.
Okay.
Aladdin, I think we paid full price for. So let's say $13 a pop. I'd say worth it for me.
Yeah.
And we paid what, like $7.25 for Dark Phoenix. Easily worth it.
Yep.
Easily.
Yep.
Like.
Yep.
Did we give Dark Phoenix a number?
Yeah, I said 7 or 7.5.
I said 6.5, 7. That's right. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. Just straight movie talk.
Straight movie talk.
Forgive my throat.
Yeah.
That's gonna be it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Make sure you check us out at caffeine.tv/T3G Media if you want to join the conversation. We didn't have anybody watching today, so we felt a little lonely. To be fair, we haven't been live for 3 weeks,
and it's Tuesday at 3:30 p.m. we started. So
yeah, that's kind of a weird spot. A lot of people usually on at night.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's going to be it for this one. If you have any questions, make sure you check out YouTube. Just look for the tangents, T3G tangents.
Yeah, T3G tangents.
It comes up.
It comes up.
But yeah, make sure you subscribe on Stitcher,
all of them,
podcasts,
all of them.
Google, Apple,
iTunes, all of them.
I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my voice. That's
We're everywhere. We're everywhere.
We're everywhere where you want us
Wherever
to be.
you want us to be. If you want to interact with us, obviously Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. On the video comments on YouTube. So, and let us know what you thought. I'm sure you're out there hating on these movies.
So yeah, I'm sure there's people that are out there that are not liking them, but I'd love to hear why.
I don't get why.
I'd love to hear why if it's a legitimate reason. If it's like,
if you just say movie
if
shit,
it's like
that's
it wasn't the original or it's not the comic, I don't want to care.
Yeah.
I don't care about that opinion.
I guess that's one thing I want to fish off of. Like, stop comparing it to comics because it's not the comics. It's the whole point is that it's not.
No,
comics.
the comics aren't being replaced by these movies. They're just other things.
Just another universe, just another Earth, whatever you want to call it. And also, let us know what you think about New Mutants.
Yeah. I want that movie to be so good.
Oh my fucking god, I can't wait. I'm gonna enjoy the shit out of it.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.